Go ahead.
Hel- Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Capsule Cast. I'm your host for today, Anthony, with my co-host Destiny
Hello.
and my other co-host Doorguard.
More of a guest at this point.
Your Buhan is right there. Okay, he's hanging out, so you're a co-host, and the guest who's not whose team picture isn't on the title screen because he's not that cool. The
That's a lie.
coach of Rugrats, Toshiro. He's also staff.
See, it's funny you say that because I can have just Gomo just plop myself right in the middle if I want to.
Yeah, I was like, be careful what you're saying. This guy is staff. He does have the more powers than we do.
Exactly.
He does.
All right, and hi.
You know,
Watch your stub, Anthony.
all this drama and more if you join the Discord. How are you guys
Is that
doing
what's
today?
happening?
It's a drama. It's
Good.
a drama vid.
Just chilling. Can't
We can
complain.
put it in our title, drama, and 4 exclamation points.
I
You'll get the
almost
clip,
forgot Capsule Cast was today.
right? All right, is everybody doing good today?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello.
Okay, good. I'm ready to move on to match 1. Let's get this week started right. We got a fun one, guys.
Alright.
Match 1, we have Cold Kingdom, who are 9-4, versus ED, who are now 5-8. This match was pretty ridiculous, honestly. Krillin showing why he's the GOAT. Raditz coming in for the first time ever and kind of falling on his face. Zarbon doing his thing, and Frieza carrying basically. Cooler almost through. I was worried about Cold, but he didn't. And they decided they wanted this W. They didn't want Royals to keep coming at them. So Cole got the dub. ED took a loss, but they're still in playoff contention. Let's start with Door since he's in the same Kai as ED. How you feeling about this match, my man?
It happened. Stuff was going on in the match. There were members on the field. Some might even done these things
Oh,
called blast twos and blast ones.
they
Uh,
did?
I literally commentated this match, motherfucker. Basically, is exactly what I was expecting, which was untested Raditz on a build that they have tried before, but can be a little volatile. Uh, may have dropped it to Krillin, who's obviously been quite solid this year, and then Frieza said Begone Monkey to all of the non-monkey characters, specifically Tien. He got ulted so many times he's not even on the match card. Uh,
Yeah,
that's how bad
that's how
Vegeta
messed up
showed
he
up.
got.
Vegeta wasn't there, but he
He
showed
wasn't
up.
even
Wow.
here.
Imagine Tien's in a Vegeta costume. There you go.
Yeah. No, it's because he was begone, right? Like he
Yeah,
just
yeah.
I mean Cooler and Raditz pretty much did like Bubkiss, and then Frieza threw a bunch of ults and Zarbon did Zarbon things. Like I can't even
Miku.
like I feel a little bad for defenders because Macho and I have been talking and scheming up builds to troll people because at this point it's like when we try this stuff happens. It's like, we got some momentum and 6 ults later and I have lost my whole team. It's
Well,
somebody else in this call will have something
The
to talk
tag
about when we
game
talk
was
about ults
ridiculous too.
blowing people up.
True.
I think this match did almost end in an ED win because Cooler was very low and so was Frieza. They just had tags.
They tagged like twice between each other. Pretty
Was
pretty
it
gross.
Miku was actually on a good roll that
Yeah.
match. Yeah, Cooler. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Cooler.
There's a form of
At
Midku
all.
that Anthony and I knows would have dominated that match, but
Oh man, the
No.
true hidden
the
untapped
hidden, the
potential.
not even so hidden tech because we told people about
Right?
it.
True, true. They didn't listen. They didn't listen. That's all I'm saying.
No,
How do
but
you feel about the playoff chances for these two teams? I think both of these
oh,
can
they're
make
screwed,
it out.
right? They're already secured, which means they can't make it.
Uh,
No,
they're secured into the playoffs. They're not secured to
Yeah,
bye
they're not
week.
secured to bye. That this
Yeah,
win
yeah.
basically and the other results basically secured playoffs.
Mhm.
ED are mostly likely, but they can still be eliminated based on these last 2
Uh,
weeks. So
I think everyone in North Kai can be eliminated
North Kai's
potentially.
first.
yeah,
Anyone can
I
get the
kind of
bye.
swiggy with it.
Anyone could get eliminated. It's weird.
I
Mhm.
mean, RW is the most likely team to be eliminated since they have
True.
no divisional wins, so they have to actually win. If they lose this week, I think they're only guaranteed out if everybody else loses. If
Yeah.
ED and Bujins lose again, then they're like still then they're gonna definitely be like last week needs to win. But I think they literally can't lose this week to have any hope. I think if
Mm-hmm.
they lose, they are pretty much like
If
fully out of
if
it,
they
just
lose,
about.
the best they can do is tie with two teams that they've lost the
And they
divisional
can't.
to.
Yep. So yeah, if they lose next week, they're out. And Cold, they're probably gonna make some noise in the playoffs. I can see them get to the bowl if they play their cards right. If they get matched up correctly, things move the right way. What about you, Tosh? How you feel about these two teams?
Cold is BS, and I love them and I hate
Mm,
them at the same time.
They're
Edie,
violent.
Edie, I don't know what happened to them. Like honestly,
They're under that North Kai curse, bro.
just got. And that's weird to say. Like North Kai is supposed to be the top guy, and everyone just kind of got screwed over somehow, in some way. Um, but this match, just bring in Raditz. I know they were just testing things because they can, but like, nah, he's not the move
I
and everything.
man, I feel like the Raditz coming in was fine. It's just he kind of got matched against Krillin, who's been very decent
And
to
Yeah,
the
good for
thing is,
ED.
he did 12K against Krillin. That was it.
weren't they
Before he
both
went down.
technically neutral defense too? Since he had attacked, he had
No,
to have.
Krillin has a negative
Uh,
naturally.
and
Yes, but he
Attack
had
attack.
+2, so I'm saying like he was
Ra-
brought to neutral, and
uh,
Raditz has neutral base.
Raditz had no defense minus because he had attack 1. Yeah.
Yeah, so technically Raditz should have been beating him,
Yeah.
but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
they're testing because they knew that it's very hard for them not to make playoffs, and King Cold
Yeah.
is fine. They have no problems with King Cold, but King Cold is probably their most like I don't know what to
Volatile.
do with a member.
Or not volatile, but weird one for them.
Yeah, he just
Mhm.
has his weird off moments. I think we all know of characters on our teams that just are like that, where it's like they're usually good, but they're also like you have to worry
Mhm.
about them not being good in quite a heavy way.
Well, when
Mhm.
everybody on your team can do like 50K and up, someone's got to be at the bottom. And this season, King Cole just kind of, he's not the worst. Mecha, I think, is the worst average, but Mecha's pop offs, he can pop off more easily than King Cole.
Mecha has a
for
little
sure.
more variety in builds he's able to do
Mm-hmm.
right now under them. They have
Yeah,
been struggling to find alternate builds for
Cool.
King
he's been
Cold.
the
King
EL
Cold's pretty
machine for
stagnant.
sure. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Well, I think I said everything I said about those two teams. Do you guys want to move on to match two?
Yeah.
I'll
No,
just
Door.
say that ED could certainly have a off-season pop-off because they are still a very strong team and their characters are still
True.
very strong characters. So even if they're struggling now, we've seen sometimes in fives that can completely change. And I mean, we see their five, like we know what those five do.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, fives are
I just
weird.
straight up I would not count them out of anything at all. Just because they're struggling now does not mean they're going to be struggling in playoffs because they have a pretty high chance of making it.
That's kind of how I feel about these next two teams in match two. And moving down, we got GT with 6-7 versus the Bujins at 4-9. I remember the builds of this match more than I remember the actual match. I remember Grandpa Gohan did pretty good this match, right? He did really good actually, right?
Yeah. Grandpa Gohan did 53K.
And I remember Defense Popovich, I really like that. Super 2 Evil Boo actually did really nicely in my opinion. Attack 2 Kid Boo, good on paper. Obviously, it's kind of hard when it's not a lot of testing done on that exact build. And T Majin Buu? Am I right, Door?
No comment.
Okay. I enjoyed Bujin's creativity this week, and GT unfortunately has been gaining a lot of momentum. They are in the playoffs currently, and in my opinion, they're probably not going to get knocked out anytime soon.
The only team
They're
that
just
I mean, if Namek wins these next 2 weeks, they can be knocked out. But if GT wins this next week, they're basically confirmed
They're
in.
basically in, yeah. So it's gonna be hard, but I think GT and Bujins can still get in playoffs. They're not out, obviously. RW's below them, so anybody's game. I feel good about these two teams. How do you feel, Door? Since I'm talking too much, this is your match. You should get
I
into
think
it.
I made my comment.
The no comment. Why don't you
Yeah,
tell us
no
what's going
comment.
into your head about these builds? I think people want to know.
Well, they're not going to be anywhere near those builds this next week.
I like Super 2 Evil Boo, and I think defense Spope and attack Kid
They're
Boo.
all builds I have tested, and I asked my team. I have one guy who's been asking us to go a little crazier with the builds. Everybody else is pretty like, I don't care anymore. Morale is
Mm.
non-existent.
It's not at its high.
Non-existent, just about.
I get that.
We have some stuff going on. Maybe some marginal pool, maybe not. Maybe staff let me get Pui Pui early. Maybe a con's coming in. I have no idea. Maybe I made a secret trade dynamic to get Bobbity in. I don't know. This next week's going to be a little different, is all I can say. Yeah, I mean, these were all builds that have been tested on AIs that have also been tested with these builds. So none of these were like out of my ass builds. They were all. The only one that might have been out of my ass was the Majin Buu build, but it had merit. It was same. The only thing that it didn't have to his normal build is the is scaling and the no healing. But I didn't give him like he had the same key per se, right? So like his AI was still under the same impression.
Yeah.
And it did ult, right? Like it's not like it didn't.
True.
But yeah, was not quite the result we were expecting, nor really any of it. But GT's a strong team. I think even without the boost, that was going to be a tough match. They're a team that looks like they're on the North Kai curse because they certainly aren't like doing anything wrong and their builds are good. It's just they're
It's just
also
a
kind of in that.
trend now for them. Like what?
Yeah,
This is like the third season now.
Third season in a row where they've gone
That
very bad early and come
And then
back
came
in
back.
the later half.
And I think there's a lot of things. Their coach is very busy, so they're a team that doesn't do minimal testing because they don't want to test, but because it's hard to get tests in, right? Like, it's two people that maybe aren't able to be on nearly as frequently as a lot of other teams, like our teams per se, where we have multiple members that can post tests, right? Like it's a little different, and again, no history with the characters. They're almost all previous free agents, so. And as we've seen with free agents, that doesn't mean they get used the full season. Some teams don't use their free agents at all. So, they had a lot of handicaps coming in, and they've. I mean, you could ask Destiny. Cinema's a similar team of, like entourage of characters that have never really been together. Some more free agent than other. Not a lot of history. Outside of a few like Fasha and Jane, and even then, Jane's still struggling, and like Gogeta's now like their top character, a character that's like really never been in the league. So they just unfortunately have some extra stuff they have to deal with, and they didn't have the option to what's his name? Omega Shenron last year, right?
Yeah. No,
So that's like something new they're having to figure out, is they had to figure out what makes him work, right? And then they got Baby back. They traded Baby away for a bit.
He was gone, yeah.
So he's back. They have to get that meshed back in. So they're definitely a team that may unfortunately miss playoffs just due to the competition in their Kai, as Tosh could tell you. But I don't think they're a team you'd ever. If they make it, they wouldn't be a team to count out, especially since they seem to have a certain Grandpa Gohan firing as like a 50k character all of a sudden.
Like that is, and that's the weirdest thing to me is that Grandpa Gohan. I think the first few times that he was actually in, he was like real bad, or like he was decent sometimes, but it was very.
He was Grandpa Gohan.
And then all of a sudden, like the past 2 to 3 weeks, he's actually doing like 50, 60k or whatever, actually using like after image strike at a decent time, like all this other stuff. It's weird. It's weird.
It's TNAI.
He has a
We're gonna-
38A average right now.
Hmm.
So
Pretty sure he's been on the same build. It's just been AI change for
No,
him.
he's gotten some slight build tweaks, but for the most part,
he's
he
got
has been on the
defense
same
now, right?
idea of a build, which
Mhm.
is that kind of hard spam,
And it's
that
been
tank
working.
spam per se.
But yeah. Good luck to both these teams. Obviously, we don't like seeing people get knocked out of playoffs. I think both these guys can make it. You guys ready to move on to match 3?
Oh,
Oh, well, we're going to match 3. We got
This is my match. You can live.
yeah, we're all good here. We got RW Resurrected Warriors 4-9 versus Team Redbox at 7-6. Now, this match started off with early Goku
and
and
Fasha.
Fasha fighting each other. I was thinking back to my match. Early Goku and Fasha fighting each other. Early Goku showing why he was supreme last season. And then Maju came in.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest. A lot of these matches,
they come in second. Yeah.
the first 3 kind of a blur to me, but I remember the last couple matches. Maju came in against Pycon and he beat up Pycon.
Mhm.
Zangia the GOAT is the GOAT, and unfortunately Gogeta dropped the ball.
No,
Okay.
that's not what happened. That's
Oh,
reverse. That is reverse this
Reverse?
week.
Zangaya
Am
only
I-
did 19K. Gogeta did 71.
Gogeta almost
my script
reverse
here
swept
says,
it. Yeah.
My
Your
script here
script
says
is
Zangaya
wrong.
the GOAT.
I don't know where you getting your
Zangaya the
script
GOAT.
from.
I got it from staff.
It's
They
called.
told me
I'm going to.
Zangaya's the
It's
GOAT.
called
Okay, I
a
don't know.
script is needing to be burned and put the right one in.
All right, Des. Enlighten.
Listen,
Des.
his script
Show me
is
this-
just chicken scratch on a napkin. Okay, he's just making it up.
Listen,
Hey,
it's
listen to
copium,
Des.
okay? I'm huffing it for
the
Zangia.
copium.
Tell me.
Are we gonna
the
All right,
afford
ball.
all
well-
this copium we need?
All right. Well, I'm going to say I also messed up the fucking slides for this week. Ader should be in for Vegeta. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was
It's no
wondering.
biggie, it's no biggie.
Yeah.
It's
But
fine.
anyway, fucking
It's a work of art.
yeah, almost reverse swept him with Gogeta. And when I say almost, I meant almost because if anyone on my team did more damage, he would have won this.
Mm.
Because Zangaya,
I mean-
she tagged and fucking dropped the ball versus Yaj.
Yaja's power body. He's tough.
Okay, that's another. Yeah, Yaj.
He's tough.
For some
bro.
reason, he has power body in max power mode, which I know that really sucked for Zengai, but
It sucks for
yeah.
16. A lot of characters. They just they can't handle that.
I mean, yeah, I would just say this is a match that kind of shows why you can't count RW out just because they're having a rough season. They did do a lot of testing with Yajirobe. They're
yeah.
not like again a super
yeah,
hardcore testing team, but they certainly did a fair amount of tests on a lot of characters and a lot of builds. And they did do a lot of tests nevertheless. It
Uh,
wasn't like they did like 5, so they were up there in like the 60, 70 range.
Yeah,
so
one more thing. They also wasn't usual early Goku thing because he was starting, so they actually just gave him
Mhm.
more stats.
Yeah.
And early Goku beat the shit out of whoever he was against.
Well, they actually didn't give him that many more stats. They gave him a clash boost though, which
Yeah.
I think did come into play because normally it's
It did.
KSA Savior, and that got replaced with like another like melee Patara and like Power of Rage. So he didn't really gain as many stats. You could argue that he lost stats because he obviously didn't have Kaioken spam going on, but it just goes to show why people say don't like sleep on him and why people
Yeah.
are confused at why Budokai's like, all right, we're bad. And it's like, man, you're giving away your Gokus, man.
You're
You
giving
got
away
a
your
Goku
two
and you got
best
early Goku, and they're both doing good.
Giving away your two best Gokus.
Hey, Kid Goku was like top 10 in like 2020. He was like top 20.
Yeah, well, let's talk about him when you get to his match
Yeah,
because he had
we'll
his
get
own
there.
results to go over.
But yeah, nothing else to be said here for me. Quite salty.
Tosh, how you feel about
Understandable.
these teams? How do you feel about these teams?
I was rooting for Cinema, and I was really shocked because I was not expecting. Early Goku has always been good, at least since this league, like this new league started.
Yes.
But I wasn't expecting him to stop Fasha. because Fasha and Krillin are usually known, like at least in the old league, I remember they were usually known as the best meleeers throughout the league. You try to 1v1 them or whatever, it's kind of same thing like with Kid Trunks. Majority of the times you are going to lose in that scenario, but I was not expecting that. And of course, then they have Maju, who's a solid all around character. So having those two up front, they can give you a good lead. But yeah, I don't know.
I think actually Majub was put the second slot like early Goku.
Well, either
Yeah,
way,
they got.
probably.
I think if things had gone a little more according to the lineups, had they come out, exactly, I think, like Destiny said, I think his squad actually would have had a better time. But that's not how it rolls sometimes, and
True. Majub also went off. He did 77K that match. He was going bananas.
Yep.
Hmm.
That's
He
just
was
Majub.
countering PyCon a lot, and
Yeah.
I think PyCon tried doing a few hyper. I don't know. Did he do? I think he did a few hyper tornado or tried to,
he got
but
grabbed
got
out of a
stopped.
hyper tornado by Ader.
That
Okay.
was
That's what I
nuts.
remember.
He
Because
got
he literally jumped back and then Ader jumped forward and grabbed.
he tried to do, he did like two. He did one when he came in, it hit versus Mod. Actually no, I don't think he
He
was
only
versus
did.
Ader at all.
He actually only did one apparently, and
No,
he
yeah,
hit one.
yeah, that's the one that he did when he came in, which he's very good at doing those. And then he tried to do more, but Majub was no. He didn't know. Yeah, because PyCon and Fasha never saw Ader this match, and I don't think Zengaya did either.
Dang. Well, I think that Cinema is in a very tough Kai right now. So hopefully they are able to make it. As long as they stay above Sentai, they should be fine. RW is also in a very tough Kai. If they lose next week, they are completely out.
By the
Huh?
way, if Cinema loses next week, we're out. We're done.
You are?
Yeah.
Well, don't other teams have to win? It's not like you're just
Yeah,
out if
yeah.
you
Like
lose.
if Sentai
No, yeah.
wins,
If
and we
Sentai
lose,
wins
then
and we, well, if Sentai wins and we lose, we're out.
well, don't
If
worry, they're not gonna win. You're fine.
yeah,
Not next week, so you're okay.
Well, wait, did
it's a
Sentai
hope.
win in your divisional?
Yes, they were our first divisional, and we lost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they're gonna
Okay.
lose next week, so you're gonna be okay. Don't worry about it.
No, but then Sentai is. I don't know how I feel about this. It's conflicting because everyone in South Kai has not made it to
Playoffs, yeah,
the
No,
playoffs either like 2 or 3 times.
yeah.
They're
Well,
guaranteed
one on
one
the
time.
second.
They didn't make it last
my
year.
my
Well,
team
so
my
sorry,
team
go
only
ahead.
made it the year that we were created, and we did not make it far because of muscle.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Well, that's because Muscle won
2020
it all.
Someone
last
in
And that's
year.
South Kai is
Rugrats
gonna
about
miss it
that.
twice in a row or 3 times in a row. So,
There's gonna
but
come
yeah.
a time where you're gonna wash the taste of my dick out of your mouth.
All right.
Okay.
Well, moving on, because I don't want to see this picture no
Let's
more.
go to match 4. We have Royals, the 2021 champions, versus Kaiju. Royals are 8-5. Kaiju are 9-4. Kaiju are the second. Honestly, I was pretty shocked this match. Slug proving me wrong, doing like 70K this match, going nutty, and showing that they don't need Majin Vegeta to beat up one of the strongest teams in Kaiju. This is like Kaiju's second best lineup too, in my opinion. From what I remember, Nappa not doing as well, and I know it's gonna hurt his stats. Adult Gohan, in my opinion, I don't think he did that well. He didn't spam the Dons like they want him
He
to.
spammed his
Yep.
volley,
His
which is not
volley,
bad, but obviously,
yeah.
ideally, you want the other.
He did go for a lot of full power charges though, which is very nice.
Royals, I think, won by quite a few. They had at least 3 characters, even if 2 of them were really hurt.
Mhm.
Yes, I just remember Slug
Al-
doing like crazy numbers.
It also doesn't help with Kaiju that Nappa, because of how the dice rolled and his teammates kind of forced him more towards the back, so he didn't have anyone else to like tag to and
Like
stuff.
tag, yeah. It's
Well,
just
the other thing to note is Nappa only ever Nappa threw one Kappa, and it was when he was directly above the opponent, so it didn't hit. And then he threw all volcano explosions at bad times when opponents were away, instead of his other, better 4-bar.
Bar.
So Nappa kind of didn't show up
Mhm.
in terms of what we know he can do. On top of the fact that, of course, who else didn't kind of give a?
I think Bardock didn't show up much this week.
Turles kind of
Yeah.
got. Turles, I think, went even. So
No,
he
yeah,
did
he
his
did okay.
job.
He did okay.
No, I think Turles actually Turles did
He
even
won
plus
his
more.
fight. Yeah.
I think it was Bardock, Nappa, and Gohan that didn't show up after.
No, Bardock hit like an old. Like Bardock did okay. But yeah, it was definitely one where they needed more explosive offense that they didn't quite have.
Mhm.
Yeah, Meta and King both did around 40K. Slug did around 70. Tam did around 33, which makes sense. He lost to Turles. So, Royals, they're both very, very solid teams. It's just, Royals, their core of Giants plus an Android. I guess Tam's and Namekians, also Giants and an Android, just was more solid than the Apes, who
Okay.
only one of them could turn ape at this
No, I
point.
think you just mean a royalty plus Tam.
Tam,
You gotta have a servant
like
on
a
the team.
prince. He's King Piccolo's
Somebody
son.
has to drive the limo to the match. Okay.
No,
That's
and that's
true.
Deborah.
Oh, so the world is the chauffeur. Got it.
No, Deborah is
That's
the Demon
crazy.
King.
He's a demon king, bro.
The Demon King
Demoting
chauffeur.
him so harshly. No, Destiny, talk about Kaiju. How do you feel about them this season? We're being Kai mates and all, You worried about
Got
them? in
feelings for
playoffs?
them.
I
Yeah.
am semi-worried because I have no idea who the fuck they're benching out of the two.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
But yeah,
Wait, who is it? South Kai? It's South Kai divisional. This is the
South
last
Kai.
week of divisionals.
Yep.
That's right.
and Kaiju's my last divisional.
You got this. Just punch him in the nuts and run.
Yeah, just do your thing.
But yeah, it's scary because of how they. Well, Kaiju's always been a decent team. My team has mostly done well versus their team. So yeah, but we can get to that later.
Okay. Door, how do you feel about Royals? I know you guys got some history together, being the
Do I?
guys. Yeah,
I won't give me
last
Deborah.
year.
I guess that counts as history.
You guys fought each other last year in the bowl. How does it feel to see, them doing? How are your feelings on them this season?
I don't know. Same
You
as
have no-
yours, I guess. They're a team. They exist in the league.
My feelings, I'm not that scared of them.
They've made Kaiju air quotes stronger because they're gonna have a King Vegeta build now.
Yeah. Technically,
Or
yeah.
or Kaiju's going to drop him.
Drop them for who?
For Raditz,
Maybe if they want Raditz back, who knows?
I mean,
It's all
I
potential.
guess. You remember when I was huffing the copium on Zangia before? I think I passed it to you, my brother. With them dropping King Vegeta,
I
don't
mean-
think that's gonna happen.
They mostly just didn't have a build they were happy with because they wanted EL moved. But now that
Yeah.
there's a non-EL King Vegeta build that's been used for a full season, I think that
I don't think they're gonna get rid of him.
I
But
I think it's more, can they supply it?
yes, they don't.
I
They
mean-
use so many other Pataras. They will
Gotta
easily
shuffle
be
it
able to
around.
get him on that build. I think they could almost put him on that build right now.
What's
Oh,
his build?
yeah.
It would probably fight maybe a little bit, but I think for the most part they actually could just about give him that build right now.
Yeah. Bardock's pretty flexible, so
I mean,
Scatter's
it's
probably
mostly they're losing adult Gohan, right? And all those Pataras
Yeah.
would just go onto King Vegeta, and then he would get defense.
This is true.
true.
All right.
Tosh, how do you feel about these teams before we move on? Some
Yeah, I'm
thoughts.
fine with it. I'm just shocked that usually Slug he usually does throw out a bunch of ultimates. I mean, not
Mhm.
ultimates, B2s. Um, but I'm shocked at how much actually hit because he usually misses them all the time. Hitting 6 out of 11 on there at least.
He's a
Um,
crazy guy.
Otherwise, they're still shaping up to be a good team, and I'm still wondering why Namek dropped Tambourine. Being
They
a
don't
good
like him.
character.
They wanted something different, I guess, but they didn't
They
want
don't like
Slug.
him. Just like how they
They had
don't like
yeah.
Slug.
They had the chance to get Slug, but I don't know. I don't know. Namek's doing Namek stuff right now. We'll get to those guys. You ready to move on to match number 5?
Are
You
you?
I know you
Do,
are.
do,
Oh,
do.
I'm ready to go.
All right, on to the next match, which is
Rugrats
Derp versus
Derp.
Rugrats.
No, we got androids at 10 and 3 versus muscle at 5 and 8. This right
Y'all know
here,
what to say
folks.
right now, right? Everybody's
Mark
no
my
comment, move on.
words. This is the future bowl match that's gonna happen this season, and people aren't gonna be happy, but that's just how it's gonna go down.
Okay, Muscle still, if the Muscle loses both matches, they can technically be
Yeah,
eliminated
they
from
could still get.
playoffs.
I just think it'd be
Namek.
funny if we fought again in the bowl. I
Yeah.
would like to see new people though.
Listen, for you, it's
All right,
the
new
first
people,
time.
so no androids. Sounds
For
good to
if
me.
I was on Androids, it'll be a review. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
see.
still say you can't claim the championship.
All right, Tosh,
being
I'll
that you
get
weren't
my
on a
ring
team.
on my own.
I
I'll get
can,
my
though.
ring on my own, and we'll see.
I can because I was on the team back then. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and then you left. I
Yeah,
get it.
because Lloyd coerced me to come back to Rugrats, where I belong.
Look how good you're doing, and we'll get to you. You have a good record. So this match started off with 17 versus Garlic Jr. I'm so used to
Jeez,
16.
he doesn't even know his own lineup. He really does. He's not an android supporter, is he?
I don't think so.
He's really just
17 versus Gar. I blocked these
Listen,
parts
you're welcome
out.
over in
I
my
blocked
pool.
these parts out. I blocked these parts out. 17 Garlic beat 17. Fine. 17 put up a good fight, and then Tapion came in, killed Garlic. Trunks came in, beat up Tapion. 16 came in, did like a 13k combo grab into B2, beat up 13. Bojack came in, and Super 17 did the rest. He looked fresh AF. I love this match. It was perfect. I had a fun time. Destiny, how you feeling about my team this season? Since
We can talk about Muscle if you'd rather.
or Muscle. I was gonna make you talk about Muscle Door, but whatever. Talk about whoever you want.
well, I already know androids confirmed the playoffs, so
It's true. We are.
Unless they
also
forfeit. They could forfeit their spot.
also stop blocking out the fact that your characters are dying. Garlic beat 17. Stop blocking it out.
Yeah, and then Garlic did like a bunch of combos. 17 did like 4 B2s, and he almost died. I remember. I was there.
He did like 9 B2s. That's why it was crazy that Garlic won. Because he actually was just melting Garlic, but then Garlic would just melt him back, and it was so bizarre to watch.
Very weird. I was not ready for the Garlic lead.
I think even with Muscle not having Broly this year, I think they're still in a decent. I think they're still in a decent chance to make it at least far in the playoffs. I don't know if they'll get the bowl because, well, not because of androids, but because of other teams.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Ryan, of course, I think may have either been in the league just as long as me or longer, but he knows his team very well. Being on Muscle for so long, and on top of that, he's like one of the only people that I know that will consistently do crazy builds and somehow get them to work. So I'm not shocked, and I can see him going far. So
yeah. Door, how do you feel about these two titans on the field right now? How you feeling?
Well, got some beef jerky. I ain't afraid to eat.
See, unlike I like to be a little more professional for the people. I wait my turn.
I would just say it was an incredibly even match. It just came down to the L users, and I just don't think Bojack's been having a great season in general.
True.
He's had his moments, but they seem to be a little more few and far between. So it's just one of those where it's like, we kind of knew Super 17 was coming in with a little new mojo with his new build this year.
proving the dominant EL user of the league.
Give him Trap Shooter, then let him talk.
Mm,
Give
Hey,
him
he
Trap
does.
Shooter
It's
and
Hell's
make him
Storm,
manually
okay?
charge, then tell me if he's
He
good.
has a 4-bar trap shooter. It's called Hell's Storm. You heard of it?
yeah, but he still doesn't manually charge.
You know, it still does more damage than Trap Shooter and has better tracking and is guaranteed to knock him back. It's not like, oh, only
Mhm.
1 out of every 10
If
of
it misses the
the
first
Gatling
shot, it
shots
does.
actually has hit stun on it.
If he misses the first shot, it does like half damage. It's not that. If you dodge the first shot,
You do
it'll
realize
as much
only
as
one
trap
of the
shooter.
orbs on Trap Shooter actually has the knockback effect, right? All the others just do nothing but a little bit of damage.
Just don't get
Yeah, it's
knocked
like
back.
the little hit
Mhm.
stun, and then that's it.
Just don't get knocked back.
Alright, well. Also, most of the people with Trap Shooter are manual charges.
They all are. I don't.
They
think
yeah, they
Active
all are.
charges.
Well, that's not Super 17's fault. You hate being an Android. Join us. Get
Yeah.
ULP. Get Unleashed.
How about
Latent
you
Powers.
just
Become
don't
an Android.
make bogus claims?
You just
Did we
need
see
to, like,
Super 17 go against Majin Buu? I think not. Did we see him go
I
up
don't think he
against
had to. I think he
Keepless 2
wasn't in.
Trunks? We did not.
I don't think
Yeah,
he had
yeah.
to.
Actually,
I think we
actually,
beat
yeah. You
both.
can't say that
Did we
he's the
see
best
Super
EL
17 go
user.
against Gogeta? I think not.
I reminded our Rugrats user that he has a second Trunks build that's actually also equally as scary as the current Trunks build.
Shut up.
I will not shut up.
Okay,
trying to remember those
I have
matches.
forgotten that.
I don't think Super 17 had to hit the field either of those matches. I think we just kind of 3-0'd you guys. So I don't know. Maybe. Maybe.
Listen, 3-0ing Bujins is typical. If you didn't do that, I actually would have made more fun of you. I would have been like, you fucking idiot. You couldn't even beat me with 3.
I don't know, man. I'm just chilling. I'm chilling.
I still have to fight Cinema too. They get
No.
a free rest on a character, like a free trial build.
But,
Oh my
I mean,
God.
the only EL build he had to fight was Gogeta, and Gogeta was already near dead and still beat his ass.
I might make Raditz a top 10 character this week. He might get an elite against me.
Alright, anyway.
All right, let's move on to match. I love
Toast
this
didn't
match.
give his
Let's
thoughts,
move
though.
on. Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Did he not?
Did I what?
Toast,
I can't
Did you give your thoughts on my team and Muscle?
I just
I
claimed
did.
17.
I
That's good.
mentioned stuff about Ryan and being a good builder and everything.
Oh, we'll talk about my team.
So Donut runs a great academy.
Nah,
You said
y'all
talk about your
basically
team.
no, but seriously, like y'all actually, I'm kind of shocked that Garlic took out 17. That is one big shock for me. Outside of that, I think this was around the time when I left, so I wasn't fully paying attention. I just remember Garlic going even with 17 for the most part, and then hearing that y'all won. So
Yeah, 16 and Super 17. They're pulling through. They're showing the big guns. While Cell's away, they get to play.
17, kind of showing
Kinda jiggy
not
with
as
it.
up after his elite
We
performance,
all have bad matchups, okay? If he didn't have one, he'd be nerfed.
Or,
So
just did his double ball and killed Garlic.
that, you know what? That's his nerf. That he just
I
sometimes
think the reason he isn't
doesn't
nerfed is
know
you
to
guys
kill father.
lose. Right?
True, but as a character, I think if he did his 3-ball all the time, his 3-bar all the time, people will be very upset. But he doesn't, so it's okay. Sometimes he just, sometimes he does his 2-bar, or sometimes he just doesn't even know he has B2s, and he gets melted by Kid Trunks last season. I never forgot.
oh, that's
Match.
Moving on.
Let's move on to match number 6.
And Tosh, what did you want?
By the way, you might want to change the win-loss record for Derp.
Oh
I
God.
fucking put it in and it didn't save.
It didn't stay. It's fine. Derp is not 8-4.
They're not 8
Derp,
and 4.
okay, Derp is 4-9. Rugrats is 6-7.
If they were 8-4, they'd probably be a lot happier.
I put these in and they didn't save.
It's fine.
It's not the biggest
not
deal.
good,
I mean,
yeah.
you're the one. You
Derp
can literally edit it right now. It's not the biggest deal.
Go a little inside baseball on the folks, all right? We got Rugrats versus Derp.
What?
Let me tell you the story of Goten. The almost elite. The almost coulda woulda done it, but
Okay,
99K.
for everyone that like doesn't follow stats and everything, Goten this week against Derp got 99,930 damage. He was 70 damage away from 100k, which
He
is
was literally 2 fucking punches away.
not even that one punch.
Oh yeah, because he's on an attack build. He was
Yeah,
fucking 1 punch away.
Yeah, he had attack 2 and full serious stacks. At least, yeah. So
No, he wasn't even a punch. He was a poke. He literally a poke, and it would have gone.
You know,
I had 2 other people double check stats for me, and we all got the same number, which means yeah, there was no leeway. I'm sad.
but
no.
not as bad as Derp because they did not have a character do over 30k. It was not a fun match for them.
Really not.
Salza and Dodoria both did 28k, 980, and 910 respectively, and that was their highest.
And I'm also pretty sure Rugrats did not have Kid Trunks even hop onto the field.
No, really, we
No, they did not.
We didn't even need Frieza really to
Not
come
really.
out.
Aurelie did 64k, Frieza did 20k. So, you know, Frieza things, Aurelie things. Rugrats are a really strong team, and a silver lining for Derp is that Budokai are worse this season, so it shouldn't feel too bad.
So, like, to be honest, like, when we came into this match, we were kind of thrown off because, you know, Derp decided not to use any boost and the bench Hercule against Hybrids, which is our other division, like High member or whatever. And yeah, decided not to do anything against them, and they decided to save up for the last divisional against us. So they had 20 Zenny to use against us while we only had 11.
Yeah, it was a lot of money.
So, yeah, the possibilities for them was literally endless of what they could probably done against us. But it was pretty tame for the boost that they got. I think it was only attack +1, 2 attack +1s, and 2 defense +1s.
That's a lot of money.
That's like Derp,
which
They're
is
about
still
being
good.
the team that tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do love their tank characters.
Because I think Doria, you said it in the match. The Doria has a defense +1, so really he was at a defense
natural,
+2. Yeah. Oh no, Hercule had a super +1, I think. Obviously, so he
Super,
had super
yeah,
+2.
Hercule was super +2 without the key minus because they just had him on +1 this year and then gave him the +1.
But yeah, it wasn't. Goten really did pop off against Supreme Kai immediately, and then for some reason on his like last bar and a half, really turned things around.
Right when Derp was about to even up the match on like 1 health, he hit a bros into a fully charged Kamehameha, and that completely just killed their momentum.
That was rough.
Goten said,
Sorry,
he pulled out the I'm the main character.
Goten said,
like, this movie's about me.
Goten pulling out the illegal tag.
That too, yeah. Illegal tag brought in.
Illegal tag, put him in jail.
Don't go on. Oh, and then we also changed the build for, well, not build. We changed Aurelie's AI because, Yajirobe AI wasn't cutting it this season.
I think she actually struggled a bit in the match, if I remember correctly. She didn't exactly have she did all right. Like,
she did 64k. And tagged
like she was struggling for a bit.
It was all a blur after Goten, honestly. I was going crazy. It was a crazy match. I felt really bad for Derp.
I felt bad, kinda. It's nothing against Derp. It's more so because I just came off of a loss streak, and then Kaiju literally did what I did to Derp. They literally 2-manned me. So, they basically 2-manned me.
Because you got off of a loss streak, and the win that you got was on the divisional versus Derp.
Yep.
Well, you know.
It happens.
I think both these teams are still going to make playoffs. They got hybrids to deal with, so there's a whole nother can of worms waiting up at the bye.
Hey, I'm not worried about that right now. I'm still waiting to make sure I'm confirmed in. So
We're,
Yeah, they got Kid
Man,
Gohan.
imagine not
Kinda
being confirmed in the
terrifying.
playoffs.
we're,
What's that
yeah,
like?
we're gonna talk about hybrids when we get to them later.
Because I need one more
Unless
win,
it's
or I
Super
need
Ultra Instinct
I,
Mustard Nom.
Yes.
or I need Derp and what's his face, Derp and Budokai
Budokai.
to lose once, and then I'm good. So,
All right.
All right.
all right,
I'm
moving.
ready to move on.
yep.
Yes.
Where are we moving?
Moving on.
We're moving to
Do I
match
need my
7.
passport?
No, it's in state. It's in the
Oh.
country. We're moving to match 7. We got Namek at 5-8 versus Sentai at 7-6.
Sentai and a Hakaishin, a
Well,
destroyer god.
Yeah. How about we talk about a certain thing real quick? You want to talk about how bad Derp did? No. Let's talk about how bad Nuova did.
Wait, hold on. Let me pull up stats because I know Ryan did it. Okay, Nova only did
Oh
1,980 damage
Oh my god.
because Jiren.
Poor,
He
unfortunate. Well, he
also
got hit
did.
by his own B2 for one, which is actually an ult for Jiren. And then he got hit by what we've seen in testing, which is the spam of his like Powerball or whatever it's called. I
Yep.
forget.
Yep.
Power impact, yeah. That, yeah.
One which was
Oh.
really far away and Nuova could have easily dodged.
Well, I think
It's tracking.
what it has a very little, but I think the one
Counts as
that
tracking.
he got hit by,
Either have it or you don't.
And
he was what? He was in the middle of his ultimate, which is a horrible ultimate. I don't.
I
know.
mean-
Yeah, he got hit while in the middle of his ult for
Yeah.
one. That was
Yeah.
definitely a bad one.
pretty sure he got hit
Another
by
one
one that could
was-
have been dodged because you can't block that B2.
The big issue is that Jiren fired 2 ults and hit both of them.
Jiren
So
came into this match and he was like, "I'm firing today."
yeah, that was the real big issue for Namek over there. Also, since they're bench locked, do they have? Let me look again.
They are.
LP did
Yeah.
not exactly pull his weight as
They're-
well, which
Yeah, he
they're-
didn't
did.
help.
He only did
Also-
30K.
Namek's bench locked. Sentai is not.
Yeah, so Late didn't pull their weight. Nail doing 50K. Good for him, you know. People underestimate Nail so much. He is a very solid character, and I think he overperforms a lot of the time when Late and Nuova, you know, they take up a lot of shine when Nail's around. King, 45K, that's pretty respectable. Unfortunately, their top 2 guys, when they're not working, they're losing, so
Or
sucks for Namek.
they need at least one of their top 2 to work on a week where you have both, and the other 2 were working fine, and one person does 1,000 damage.
Yeah. Honestly, both these teams, though, while their records are pretty decent, they're both still fighting for their survival. Sentai is currently in playoffs, but they can still get knocked out. And Namek are not in playoffs, but they can still make it back in, but it's going to be difficult. I think if they lose once, they're out, right?
Or if GT wins once, they're out.
Yeah. So, very hard for
I
them.
need a little more water.
Yeah, Sentai needs to lose and Cinema needs to win twice. So they're not in that much of a precarious situation, but
Or
you know, they're getting
yeah, or I think we need. Actually, yeah, we know we need to win twice because we lost the divisional. Yeah.
Yep. And if they win this next week against us, they will be knocking
Scary.
Cinema out.
No, it's they need to win twice. If we win
They do?
twice to tie us to win, or they need to just win.
Oh, okay. I got you.
It's a lot of stuff we can get to later.
Yeah, don't. They're gonna lose, so it's gonna be fine. You don't need to get into
Yeah,
it.
who knows?
Uh,
I don't know. If Jiren goes
that
God
murder in
destruction
Jiren?
mode.
I don't think they know.
I
no
don't
what?
think they know.
I don't think they know.
I don't need to know anything. I know my
We'll
team.
talk
That's
about
all
it
I need to
later.
know. We'll talk about it later. Tosh,
What's up?
what are your thoughts on these two teams? I feel like, at least for Namek, you got some history, if I'm correct.
Not really. Not being in the same Kai.
Weren't you in what? I thought. Oh no, that was that was the Gross West Kai, where 10 wins got you knocked out in 2020.
That was my
My bad.
West Kai.
Yeah, I thought that was you, Tosh. My bad. Well, still talk about how you feel about these teams.
Um, Namek. Namek can definitely be scary.
Mhm.
I'm kind of shocked that. I don't. Usually, I would probably say I'm shocked that they lost because of how consistent, especially how King Piccolo has been lately. Nails at least decent. Nova and LP usually their carry. Early Piccolo, I don't really know much about because last season he was on androids, but y'all brought him in the later half, and I don't remember
They
how
didn't
he.
have faith.
The only thing I
They talked
remember,
about him so much, but had zero faith.
And then, but with Sentai Squad though, like usually, like I can usually see them I can see them winning some matches, but like this season, complete turnaround. Especially with Jaren and then Berter having the.
they,
I think Berter had a defense negative
Well-
for whatever reason, and that was taken off this
He
season.
also got a
And
key
he
buff, wouldn't he?
key. I
Yeah.
mean, they
Was it the
traded
key?
they traded Jace doing good for Birder doing good.
That too.
Basically, yeah.
Which is
they,
a little
Oh.
sad. But they do have Sam Man's been really reasonable this year.
Oh, yeah.
Saiyaman's still
Yeah.
a little bit of the trying to find her form,
they
at
also
least
didn't
consistent
even have
form.
to come in this.
Yeah, they brought her, but she didn't really do anything.
Oh no, she
They
didn't come
can-
in.
It, say a woman is bad, despite like they can afford her being bad since Jiren, Verter, and Saiyaman are all really, really good this season. So yeah, they have some weak spots. Like General Tao hasn't been the best, and Say a Woman has not either. But the three they have are pretty strong, to where they
Mhm.
can get 7 and 6.
I can actually see them. It's possible. I can actually see them making it all the way potentially.
I wouldn't say all that.
I
but
can-
yeah, they got a chance. A shot.
Anthony, there's no
Uh-huh.
script here. We're talking about
They have Merc
opinions.
Tao.
Okay, and I think that's just a whole bunch of bias.
I'm just saying the
Gotcha.
5-mans are a little different. They still got to bring in Jace or Say a Woman. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, we obviously know it's going to be Jace.
I don't know, bro.
I don't see Say a Woman coming in when I
What
get
about
she
Mercenary
only has.
Tao?
He's going to be in.
Yeah, he's going to be in. So
Will he? I don't know. Things are weird.
I could see them doing this their straight up normal comp and having Merc Tao out because he actually I think
Yeah.
statistically might be on their lower side right now.
he's on. He has a 34K average. Jace has a 31K, and of course, I think Say a Woman has only been in 1 week.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Jason's
like-
also on the team, so they probably have more trust for that.
I
Yeah,
mean,
true.
yeah.
It's hard to say. You know, they're weird. They're in an interesting spot right now. Let's say that.
I'd say their 5 is going to be something that is to only behold. You cannot predict.
True. Oh,
Maybe they don't bring Jiren. Maybe they don't think he's good enough.
oh, that would be nice, huh? Wouldn't it?
They don't bring Jaren. I don't know what to say.
That'll be conspiracy right there. People have to look into that one. But I think both these teams are good, and next season they'll still be good because not a lot's going to change for them. So good luck to both these guys.
Look to
And
yourself
yeah, you know,
when you lose in the first round.
some teams need luck. Some teams are just that good. So we'll see.
First round.
I don't think so. We'll see. I'm ready to
Second
move on to match
Not
8.
gonna be made.
Same.
Yes.
This
Who?
was a pretty
Match
rough
8.
one.
Where?
Hybrids. It's in the Arctic tundra. This one's tough. We
No.
got
Who?
This one's not in the Arctic tundra. This one's in fucking space. It's long gone.
Wasn't this one on Penguin Village?
This was on
Yes.
Penguin
It
Village.
was because hybrids did the map change because they have nothing.
They
They're
also
just doing
they also
stuff
did
now.
an aura change for one of the characters.
And they
Yes, they gave
hybrids are
Nom
just
the.
doing stuff, bro.
They did
They're
I think
not
Ultra
they
just-
gave him.
We talked
Super
about
Saiyan
this.
4.
Ultra Instinct Mustard Nom.
It's
Or
true.
Ultra Mustard Nom for short.
You know, in fighting games, when your opponent is just pressing buttons and somehow they're winning, that's hybrids at this point. They're just hitting buttons. You know what
I
I'm
would say
saying?
they're more like they're the person who knows the buttons better than you, and they're trying to give you a chance by like
They're
ending
doing
their
weird
combos
combos.
short.
They're doing weird.
Like they don't
combos.
end in supers, they're just like ending their combos and
They're doing things
like,
with lots of
Oh,
end
no,
lag.
they're
they're
not-
not trying.
They're not even ending their comp.
they're going for the slow overhead to see if you'll react, and then when you get hit, they just like feel bad.
They're making
Yeah,
sure you're
that's-
blocking
Alright,
and you're not blocking.
but-
It's pretty bad.
Alright, semi-serious now. It's hard to be serious with the fucking
No,
Ultra
no
Instinct
seriousness.
Nom.
No.
Fucking Ultra Mustard Nom was in this match. So
Okay,
you can't be
I would
serious.
say that-
Ultra Divine Water Nom destroyed. He was a demon. And Teen Trunks was also a demon. He
Funny enough, Future almost tossed it a little bit there. He was not doing as
Mhm.
hot, but
18 didn't do as bad as Nuova, but damn, she was fighting for it. 10K.
Okay. She got caught out. Like for real though.
It
She
was
tried
rough.
doing it. She tried to
she
do a super
did
muting
the
spirit
greedy.
because people usually fly away. Like
But-
they usually fly away or they don't immediately ultimate. And she got caught out doing super
But-
muting spirit in an ultimate.
By the way, Ultra Divine Water Nom last bar, his B2's doing
62K.
10k. Both
By
of
the
them.
Not last,
way,
he didn't have
I-
Indig, right?
No,
Yeah, so last bar meant nothing.
no,
He's
yeah,
just
but
always doing
he was last bar when it happened. That's what I'm trying to say.
Kid Gohan, Jesus. Sword Trunks did 53K. Nom did 62K. Teen did 38, and Future did 19. So he also didn't have to do much.
So, enemy, I apologize. And I think I apologize because when he told me that he was thinking about doing Ultra Divine Water, I was like, y'all just doing anything at this point, huh? And
And
I hopped in a call with Mal, got stuck in the testing dungeon for a bit. I saw the power, like a little bit of Ultra Nom for a bit. And yeah, I just saw how crazy it can get. So
I just want to say good luck to you West Kai guys. Good luck.
I-
Ultra Divine Water Nom be pulling out these hands, man.
I
So-
don't know how to feel about it.
Oh,
Apparently,
hell, what is going to be their 5-man?
Oh, it's
Yeah,
gonna
that
be
is
Ultimate Gohan, Teen Gohan, Future Gohan, Sword Trunks.
Are
and
you sure
Ultra
it's going
Nom.
to be Future and not Kid?
if they bring in Kid over your Future,
It's
I'm
not
gonna
a
be
good
shocked.
season. What are you talking about? Don't
Only
diss on the
one
boy.
weekend. He only has been in 1 week. He did 50K that week, but he only has been in 1 week.
I mean, but you
Well,
never
we won't see
know. It
Gotenks.
is
He's not
hybrid.
gonna be.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Gotenks
Here-
doesn't
here-
deserve that spot.
Okay, there's a difference. I tried for
Is there?
Gotenks. It's not my fault that we didn't need Gotenks against Bujins, and then
Or that Gotenks
Sentai
keeps
destroyed
dying
us.
quickly. Yeah.
Well, they beat Goten before we can even fuse, and then the only time it happened was what against I forgot who we even went against, and
We
we
should do it
changed his
next week.
build, and we changed it that what is it? We changed his build a bit to give him KSA, so and he did 60K, so I was like okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Kid Gohan, I don't see him coming in. Like it's a possibility, but I think
I'm
it's
just
highly
saying
doubtful.
the possibilities with
Are you
hybrids.
seeing
with
what
all
I'm
teams.
saying though?
You seeing what I'm saying? What I'm saying? What I'm seeing?
If I could
They don't
give
even know
Spopovich
that.
hair, would he be the strongest member in the league?
Yes.
I don't know.
Only if he had Krillin's hair, then he would.
Oh no,
We
like
don't-
no, he's
but his
actually
hair-
had
it's
hair.
not- yeah,
Yeah.
we know what his hair looks like.
Yeah,
You
we
ding
do.
dong.
No, they have to fuse into Kopovich.
No,
That's
What
the only
the
no,
hell
way
are
it
you
would work.
on?
What do you mean?
Anthony, I
Or
think you're on the
Sprillin.
copium because we know what his
Or-
hair looks like.
Either Kopovich or Sprillin. Either or. They can do
Shut-
Patara
okay,
or
alright,
regular
alright.
fuse.
Alright.
Any last thoughts on this match while we
I
ignore
want
Anthony?
Sprillin.
Rip Budokai. Good luck. Your hopes are certainly in the gutters, but not non-existent. And hybrids. Welcome to the crime that is Nerf talk.
Nerf Talk. I love Nerf Talk.
Or
Sure you
actually,
do.
would Budokai potentially pick up Nom next season? Who knows?
Nerf Talk means I get
Probably
your
not.
so I
Probably
They
don't
not.
dropped him, and I don't think Havoc cares for him.
Who knows? Anyway,
I just
can we
said
move on?
so. No. We're gonna stick here for another 3 hours while we discuss what Ultra Divine Water really does.
No. Anyway,
Let's go to the power rankings / tier list. And
There
by
wa-
power rankings, I mean singular because Havoc,
Did not do
unfortunately,
it.
he got beat pretty bad. He didn't want to do it this week. I understand, but honestly, the power rankings weren't going to change that much. The top teams won, the bottom teams lost. RW
No,
probably
RW
would've jumped
won.
up.
RW
And
RW
would
probably
what do
definitely
you
would've-
mean
jump up.
Rugrats won? The heck?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
I mean,
You're so
listen, when
horrible at
you're
this,
like
you're
when you're
fired.
top three, when
Okay.
you're top three, you start to
Okay,
forget what the
listen.
little
Okay,
people
I
look.
legit,
okay.
I cannot wait until you just lose horribly, and that so much self confidence and arrogance that you have just
Hey, don't hold your breath on
goes
that.
against you.
Don't hold your breath.
I really
There,
can't
there,
wait.
there
'cause
is
it's
n-
been
there is
this
no
off-season.
script. You're not
They released a
making it.
Sentai this week. Does he have to like go onto the cast and have a 5-minute eulogy for his team?
Yes.
If I lose to Sentai, I'll just say this: Boost play a big factor. It's a 4-man, not a 5-man. We'll
So-
see
so
you in
you-
playoffs.
Boost. You just gonna make it up?
We'll see you in playoffs.
They,
That's
they
all I'll
had the
say.
invisible boost. They sent me a Benji.
I'll just say we'll see you in playoffs. That's all I
Alright,
can say to them. Speaking of them, you want to get to predictions? I am
God save
ready to
Jiro.
go.
All I gotta say is I love Goten being at the top there.
I
Really,
I-
that far.
I love this. I love this bottom right here, 10 to 20k and 0 to 10k. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Coolers, Nova, 18.
Don't look down there too hard,
Again.
okay? It's some unflattering imagery.
That's spectacular. Oh, Bobovich.
Bitch. What?
All right. Anyway,
Ruined-
yeah.
Alright.
You and your nicknames for my team ruined my life.
I'm sorry. You can nickname my character.
Damn it.
I've had
Yeah,
I've had to
hey,
get
Crap
used to them.
droid. Scam. Warranty
Spam risk.
machine.
Spam risk call.
Alright,
Okay.
well,
Next week, all right. First match for predictions. Ooh, we got Cold versus Bujins. Hey Dor, why don't you tell us what your game plan is going into this? What should we expect from Bujins camp?
We've gone back to the drawing board.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
We didn't bring any markers, and we also have no board.
Gotcha.
It all got taken in the divorce.
I think
The divorce
Buhan
with
is
winning.
in. I think Buhan is in.
Buon has to be in.
there-
He is out.
There
Mhm,
is some
okay.
there is some good news for you. Either
I have enough
Frieza.
Zenny to bring in my free agent, so
There-
that is an
there-
option.
There is some good news. Either Frieza or Cooler. Well, Final Form Frieza
There's
or
a
Final
high
Form Cooler.
temptation to make all my characters of minus 10k HP.
Okay.
That is high temptation, yes.
Hey, if those Patars are bad, staff can't be mad that I'm using them, right? They're good, right? So they have the minus 10k. It's not they weren't made to be meme Patars, were they? They weren't made to be joke Patars. They were meant to be used, right?
Yeah, we'll see how it shakes out. I'm gonna pick Cold because they're just having a better season. Destiny, who do you got?
I actually think
Thanks,
Bujin's gonna win this
Destiny.
one. Because Cold have to bench one of their 3 best members, either Frieza or Cooler.
Who do
So,
Bujins have to ben?
I have to bench either Majin Buu or Evil Buu these last 2 weeks.
Okay.
Both of which are
Around your
not
best.
Buhan. All of my characters besides Buhan are under 40k averages.
Okay. So
I mean, I still
So
think
it matters
Bujins have a
not
chance.
who I have out.
I think Bujins have a chance.
I think I'm gonna give it to Bujins as well because I just looked at the schedule and what is it? Cold fights androids the last week, meaning that Frieza being the more consistent one. Well, I don't really know. It's more so that I think Frieza has more ult spam. He's done better than Cooler, or at least yeah, he is better than Cooler. I see him in against androids instead, so you won't have to deal with the ult spamminess outside of what is it, Mecha. And I can see you guys taking the rest of their team like that, especially if they still have Raditz in, which I doubt
Okay.
they're going to spend Zinni to put him back on the FA bench.
Door.
I said
2
my
votes for you,
team.
1
Yeah.
vote for Cold. Oh, Bujins
I told you, man.
3-1.
I have less HP. They literally can't beat me.
Oh my gosh.
All right. 3-1. Bujins taking. All right. Next match, we got Androids versus Sentai. I'll give you a little sneak peek under the hood. We got Cell at the start with the defense +1 boost on boost, and we have Tapion with the KSA boost. 17 will be in and 16 will be in. Super 17's out because they don't really spam B2, so not much to suck.
Yeah, but
So,
but Super 17's not been doing that this season. He's been hitting, not sucking.
well, you know, it's just
I've yet to see one Electric Hellsphere. I
Also,
have no faith in him.
Cole throws out a lot of B2s that can be sucked by Super 17. So we'll see. I'm gonna vote for myself just because we're like that. Destiny. Who you
Alright,
voting?
I'm definitely thinking Sentai's gonna bench Sailwoman this week. She's one of
Yes.
their two
Oh,
last
and no
benches.
doubt.
She's out. She's out.
And but I still think, considering how Super Perfect Cell's been, even on the matches you lost after you've AI switched him, and then considering how 16 and Tapion both been recently, I think your weakest link is actually 17. Funny enough.
No, it's Tapion, but I get it.
I'm saying out of a recent.
Even Tapion did do much that last match. I didn't say it, but he kind of sucked.
I mean, yeah, but so 17.
17
got him.
didn't suck. He did almost 40K.
Yeah, 17
him
did
with that realism.
37. Tapion did
Yeah,
25.
I don't know. He didn't
Oh,
kill.
did he?
I don't know. He didn't kill more than characters. So, can we really say?
Is that all that means? All right, I guess.
I don't know. Looking at your team,
Yeah.
kind of,
What
you
do
kind
I
of make
know?
this
What do
the
I know?
vibe.
I don't know. I
here.
don't know.
Yeah, what do you know,
So
actually?
what do I know?
Hold
I
on.
don't know.
All right. Well, anyway, I'm voting for the androids partly because I want playoff chance, even if I wanted Sentai to, even if I want Sentai to like do well. It's like kind of want playoffs.
All right, fair. Tosh?
For realsies?
I'm giving it to androids. I think. I'm only saying that because just looking at, I haven't been really paying attention to Sentai, but looking at their averages, with Jace and General Tao, yeah, that's not what you want against androids. And I do agree that Seiya Women's going to be benched most likely. I don't see her.
Glad you weren't a hater
you
today,
know,
Tosh.
so.
Thank you.
Just because you
And-
said that at Sentai, whatever.
Okay. And Dor?
I think we're gonna get our first draw of the league.
Hey,
Wait, our
I
first
wouldn't
draw
care.
of the league?
Personally,
No,
I wouldn't care.
we've drawn
I'm only-
before.
I only want to
year?
win just to get
Yes,
the
this
bye
year.
week.
Yes.
Impossible.
I only want to get the bye week. So if I lose, it's fine. It's not a big deal. But
I mean, you still get the bye week.
no, Kaiju can still do. If they win twice and we lose twice, they can.
I guess technically I'll vote on androids just because it keeps Cinema's hopes higher.
Yeah.
More so than anything. Though I could definitely, and I would not be surprised if Sentai wins.
Same here.
I mean,
So we got 3-1 with the caveat for androids. All right.
yeah, 'cause
Next
fuck
match.
you, Anthony.
No, fuck you, caveat. Okay. Next match, we got Derp versus Royals. Who do they got a bench?
Royals are bringing back in Majin Vegeta.
Yep.
Royals
Okay,
either have to bench
they're
Slug or
bringing back
Cooler.
in Kui.
Royals
Alright,
have to
the
bench
Royals
either
are
Slug
probably
or
gonna win.
Cooler,
Yeah.
and Derp has to bench. Actually, Derp is
Supreme
locked
Kai.
in. They have to bench Supreme Kai.
Okay, so Royals are probably gonna win.
The Derp has a pretty
Um,
good chant here, I'm going to be
They,
honest.
they have good stuff, but I don't know. The Royals have a
Honestly,
really good momentum right now.
Supreme Kai and Kui literally almost have the same exact stats.
Also,
Yeah.
we've seen Majin Vegeta this year get absolutely fucking ass blasted a few times, so
If
I mean,
Majin,
yeah,
if Majin Vegeta
he's
does
not
go
the
against Hercule,
same ultra ego that we've seen in seasons past.
I mean, he's old. Majin Vegeta's. There have been matchups where he's
His
always
move to
gotten
CGI has lowered his strength.
I think, regardless, Slug, King Vegeta, MV, that's such a crazy 3-man. Hercule has a chance, but they have 2 giants, so it kind of goes against.
I mean, but they
Hercule's
also
thing.
could bench their second giant this week.
I think they want wins. I think they're hoping.
I mean, it's not like Cooler is bad either.
No, cool. No. Cooler's not bad. But if I'm them going up against Derp, I would have both giants in, personally, just because Hercule kind of
Oh,
gets nuked by them.
That is true. He wouldn't be able to. Both his ultimates. I mean, both of his B2s are useless.
All of his stuff would be useless.
Everything,
Yeah, look,
he's just
yeah.
not good against it. And those two giants in particular have explosive wave. They're like really good. So I'm
Yeah.
just picking Royals. Destiny, who you got?
I mean, I was just gonna pick. I mean, I can see Derp winning this. Like, if Hercule does really well, and Salsa like takes out a character, Dodoria also. Dodoria and Hercule are kind of like the two people I can see winning this for Derp. But I would say overall, I'd say Royal.
Okay. Tosh?
Royals, basically because the fact, I mean, the points that you listed, and
Mhm.
also just because bias because I want Derp or Budokai to lose, so I'm secured. So
And Door.
All right. So you ever hear of potential energy?
Yes. It's the
What if
opposite of
all
kinetic
of their
energy.
stats from last week they didn't get combines with their stats this week and they'd be defeat Royals? I'm going with Derp.
Okay. Well, when that happens, you got to come back on next week and say, I told you so, and then
Who?
leave the call. That's what you got to do.
Who
You.
cares?
Oh. You should care about yourself, Door. You should care.
Who?
Next match, we have 3-1 Royals.
Who?
Next match, we have Muscle versus Namek.
Also has to confirm bring back in Raccoon. They either have to bench 13 or Garlic. I think they're benching Garlic because they need wins.
And Namek.
But it's Namek.
Namek has to bench late Piccolo.
I'm gonna say Muscle, and because they're gonna have their, I think, I guess worst lineup, but still like, no late Piccolo Namek is pretty rough.
Yeah.
But Nuova and potential energy.
hold on,
I'm going to say Muscle.
Yeah. Tosh?
hold on, get back to me. I'm looking something.
Door.
What if I told you Nuova has potential energy
Oh my.
So you're picking Namek?
on his stats? No, I'm gonna go Namek because I need Namek to win.
Fair.
All right, so
It keeps my playoff hopes a lot better if Muscle is not winning.
It does.
King Piccolo early pick. Hold on, and who else?
He's
Nuova,
mathematical.
It's Nail, Nuova, late pick, not late pick. Nuova, Nail, early Piccolo, King Piccolo. Late has to be out because they're bench
I'm
locked.
still gonna go with Muscle, because you said late Piccolo has to be benched.
Yeah.
But I was looking at the player calculator real quick because
But Tosh,
I was thinking, hey, maybe Devilman may come.
Oh my
Do they have
God.
enough evil characters? And King Piccolo could definitely get close to
King
one.
Piccolo will get fried for sure.
He takes 30k boosted from Devilman.
Yes, he would get
Oh,
disintegrated.
and Nuova, and the rest of them, they
Nuova
don't.
turned into a good guy by the end, so it's a
So yeah, I don't see that. But even without Devilman, like doing his one hit wonder, yeah, I still see Muscle taking it. Sorry.
Okay. For a Muscle. Next up, we got Kaiju versus
what?
Cinema.
That it's a 3-1.
my vote's been misread.
3-1.
Oh, I thought you said you needed. I thought you said you
No,
needed.
he needed
needed
Muscle to
Namek.
lose
Take
to
my vote
increase
back.
his
I'm with
playoffs.
Toast. 2-2 Sentai
Oh, my bad.
androids.
3-1. Muscle. Sorry.
And
Next up, we have
Come
Kaiju
on,
versus
Kevin.
Cinema.
Another division. The
Yeah.
last division.
the last divisional of the year, by the way.
Enlighten us, Destiny. What do you got cooking?
I don't even know if I want to say this.
All right.
No, we're
Into
benching
Nappa.
Zangaya.
Yup, the GOAT.
No, stop that right now. We're
Mhm.
starting PyCon. We're actually boosting Rising Fighting on him,
Okay.
and so we're going to have PyCon, Fasha, Broly, Gogeta, and we're also boosting the attack +1 on Broly because we were considering a Blue Patara boost anyway, but we'd rather go with the one that we'd rather go with the one that has been played and done decently good in, and not do the one that is potentially losing us both playoffs and the match.
That's fair. You're gonna vote for yourself.
Yes.
All right.
Surprise.
Tosh, who do you got?
Who's home? Is it Kaiju?
Kaiju.
Yeah.
Yes. Kaiju or home.
Broly, Gogeta, Pycon.
Foster.
Pycon has natural.
Pycon
Pycon
does.
has natural
No,
DA, right?
nope. Nope.
No.
Broly has it
That's
in
Genova.
Broly has it in Legendary. Gogeta just has it. Pycon does not. Pycon has some of the
Kaiju
worst
needs
DA, but Pycon has
Kaiju
B2s.
needs to bench Bardock or Turles. They're probably gonna bench Turles. Just if that.
But yeah,
I think
potential.
I'm gonna go Cinema because Gogeta popped off and he's been consistently good this season. And plus he breaks Power Body, especially if he comes later when they're
Mhm.
all transformed. That's
Oh,
even
yeah.
better with his explosive wave and all that.
Yeah, the lineup order is Pycon, Fasha, Broly, Gogeta. So we're gonna have our two people that
Oh.
most likely break it in later.
Pycon has his hyper tornadoes that go through all beams and everything.
Mhm.
So, and Broly, if Broly transforms, he breaks it, but he has his own power body as well. So, what does it matter?
I mean, yeah.
So, like, yeah, he has, and his kit is pretty good, especially against 8. Even Trap Shooter will be decently good when they go 8 too. So,
the only thing that his kit is not going to work against it will be his legendaries grab B2, but that's about it. Anyway.
Oh, and Omega Blaster. I want Omega Blaster against an 8. I want to see it. Sorry. All right, continue. Door.
Yeah, Door. What you got?
Well, if I'm gonna stick with my previous remarks, the potential energy is on Cinema's side, and the vibrations too.
Yeah, so
Apparently.
someone's phone. Yeah.
I made a controversial vote, and now I'm gonna put my phone on vibrate, ready to go.
And our host just stepped away. All right, he's back.
Unfortunate.
I don't think Anthony has voted yet either.
Well, I'm here. Hey, I'm voting Kaiju. They're more dominant. They just have more people that can pop off very hard. Bardock.
Considering you wanted the bye week, I'm surprised.
I mean, I beat them in divisional, so even if we both win, I'm still ahead of them. I'm also a win ahead of them, so I'm not stressing. But yeah, Nappa, Bardock, hell, even Scouter, Adult, like those 4 guys are insane. None of them have a below 40k average. Kaiju's a crazy team this season, so I'm picking them.
Sometimes they do.
That is 3-1. You know what? I'm taking my vote away from androids. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I need your vote.
Listen, these are interesting times. Next up, we have Budokai versus RW. I don't even need to know the benches. That sounds terrible.
Well,
Actually, I can tell you the benches
and
still.
Yeah,
Vegeta's
tell me, but
And
I've already made up my mind.
for Budokai is locked in. They're benching. No, they're benching Vegeta this week. I read his Yamcha because Yamcha's on the FA list. And for RW, they are either going to bench early Goku or Maju, basically one of their 3 best.
I'm still picking
Vegeta's coming
RW.
Yeah, and Vegeta's coming back in.
Yeah, I'm picking RW. Vegito being out is a detriment because Cyborg Tao is like.
But they have Tao, who's their tagger.
That, I mean, if your tagger does like 10k and then tags.
I mean,
I
yeah, they could
wouldn't
do
like
10k tag and then come back in and do 30k. Who knows?
I would hate that. I would be more mad than if they just died. I would be more mad, personally. What do you got, Destiny? Or Tosh or Door?
I'd say RW.
Like
same
everybody.
Same reason as Derp in terms of the bias part, where I need someone to lose on between the 2 of them. I don't care who, but I need one of them to. But even if they bench Maju or early Goku, they still got 2 of their strongest, and Ader. Well, Ader's not the best. Him and Yajirobe have not been terrible.
Mhm.
So yeah, and Vegeta. And Vegeta's just there. And Vegeta's a cheat code sometimes.
Even on like 5-point builds, we've seen him do 60k.
Exactly. Yep.
Alright, well, I'm going. Even though the salt is still firmly in my mouth, I'm going to go RW, and just because like logistically, fucking, they have the better lineup overall in terms of like stats and just characters. And Budokai's benching like their best character, I think.
Oh yeah. Just real quick.
Need a fact check
43K.
on that.
No, Kidku actually is their best at 46, but he's second either way.
Yeah, so benching one of the better ones. I mean, but RW's also benching one of the better ones. Who knows? Anyway, I think
Door?
yeah, Door.
Well, do you want to hear who I want to see win, or who do I think is gonna win?
Both.
Give us both.
preferably.
But who do you
I
think
mean, it
are
should be pretty obvious. Who I want to win is Budokai because it keeps my playoff hopes alive. Who do I think is going to win is RW because it's RW, and I'm pretty sure they've got some tech somehow figured out somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be able to stop their rise to prominence through wishes.
That's
So
4-0.
4-0 RW. Next, we got Hybrids versus GT. I am interested in the benches on this one.
Let's see. For all we know, they could bring back in. Ultimate Gohan because Kid Gohan's being brought back in anyway.
Do they have enough Zenny?
Hmm?
Do they have 2 Zenny hanging around? They've been winning a lot.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Well, they just boosted, right?
I mean, they did.
Totals. Hybrids only got one Zenny, so no, they can't.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Kid Gohan is confirmed coming back in. And then they're benching Nam, the Ultra Divine Water God himself, 14.
I
Okay.
probably see them benching team. Not gonna lie,
And then
just because they can.
and GT has to, where is GT on this list?
It's either Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta.
It's
or
one of their 2
Kaiju.
Vegetas.
I'm picking GT. I think they have a good shot. Hybrids are pretty weak right now. And
Yeah.
yeah, they're pretty weak right now. This is like their worst team comp right now.
I mean,
If Teen's out, it's their worst.
you say that. I'm actually gonna have to go with GT as well because their team's been performing really well recently. Even Grandpa Gohan.
Mm-hmm.
While I think Kid did well his first time coming in. That could have been a fluke, for all we know. Nam and Trunks are the 2 that I expect to do well. Even though Future's been having a quote-unquote good season, these last few weeks he's been dropping the ball hard.
Yeah.
Because he's coming in versus full health characters and not doing what he needs. Or no health characters and still not doing it.
He's definitely been kind of lazy about stuff.
So GT,
But-
I think, can just bring enough offense where the hybrids lack.
Agreed. Tosh, who you got?
GT.
Nice.
I
Door?
believe in Zhao. So. Yeah.
Oh yeah, same. Door, who you got?
Well, unfortunately, my law of potential energy is kind of fucked on this one since they both won in quite convincing fashions. I don't know. At this point, I kind of don't think hybrids can lose. I think they're at the spot where they're trying to lose to not get into Nerf talks and can't. So, embrace the hate.
All right. So, 3-1 GT. And finally, we have Rugrats versus ED. Before we get into this, Tosh.
ED,
I hate.
Oh.
I hate that we're match 8. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say either one of the Gokus need benched for ED.
Oh, nice.
And Vegeta's coming back in.
Okay, Tosh, what are you gonna say?
According to Macho, he says that mid is being benched.
Kind of mid. Oh.
But I don't know. I believe him,
Don't
but
believe him.
I don't know. I
believe
think
him.
with Motork and someone else, it could change. I mean, he told you who they were going to bench, and it was true. So I don't know. Who knows?
That's true.
Never believe until the builds come.
Just so you guys know,
Y'all, you guys don't believe me in my minus 10k builds?
We're benching Ken Trunks this week. And then of course Cell Junior's coming back in. And we are starting, what is it? we're actually not starting Goten. We're starting Frieza instead.
Interesting.
So, because last time Goten, at least in preseason, Goten versus Krillin did not go so well. And I kind of don't want a repeat of that because I don't think they even changed his builds from preseason. So I think it may happen again if that's the case.
All right. Cool. Door,
Hmm?
who you got?
Hmm?
Rugrats or ED?
Hmm?
All right, we're gonna knock you in for Rugrats. Destiny, who you got? Rugrats, ED.
I actually want to say ED on this one.
I mean, you
Or
weren't wrong though. I am on the Rugrats. I need ED to lose again for my own sanity, as well as
Yeah.
just like might as well cheer for my boy Tosh. He doesn't like talking to me as much
Shut
anymore, but I blame
up.
that on me and him don't have the same schedule.
well,
He
I'm
didn't
gonna.
let me finish, and now he feels bad.
No, not
No,
completely.
No, you
Not
sure?
completely. Shut up.
Darn.
Anyways, go ahead.
I'm going to have to. I'm going to say ED for two reasons. You bring back Incel Junior, who I don't think has been the best. Who I don't think has been super good performing for you.
The Soul Junior sucks angle. Okay.
So, so to
Well,
be fair,
uh,
his average does not
Oh my
reflect
god.
on how.
Oh yeah, we hear
uh,
ya.
Okay, like no, I'm for real. If you had a character do three cleanup weeks that when he was in at least a 37K average, and he had I think 3K and then like a 10K week, and then I think a 17K week because that was all that was left.
Isn't it crazy how
That's gonna
he's
knock
one
it
of the
down.
few characters that it happens to a lot?
I
Because Frieza is sadistic, like as
well,
X-Matt likes to say.
I was just remembering when he doesn't have cleanup weeks. He has been super hot.
He's done well against Colt. He's done like good 2 or 3 weeks that he actually got the fight, with like 2 weeks not being so well. I mean, so 3 out of 5, still better odds.
All right, but I also think the Frieza start. Well, albeit I can see why you're doing it, because Goten might not have a good match versus
Also, we're
Krillin.
changing his AI, by the way. Cell Junior's AI, so I
Okay.
gotta mention.
I really think the Frieza start last time you tried it didn't go super hot. I don't think it's gonna go super hot here, considering their starter is either mostly Vegeta or Krillin. Both have been very good in the starting position. So, but for all we know, could go to Rugrats because ED's benching one of their two best characters, or one of their two better looking characters. Because Mid Goku looked really good last week. Anyway, Anthony.
Yeah.
All right. Did I say my predictions?
Yes.
Or okay, cool. With that, I think it's about time to wrap it up, guys. I had a fun time. Did you guys?
It was all right.
It was okay.
Time has indeed passed.
All right. Well, screw you guys too.
I just said it was all right.
You know what? I had a good time. Make sure you check out the Discord, guys. Hit up our Twitter, TikToks for all the fun little announcements and shorts you're gonna see. Make sure you subscribe, like, and watch the other videos on our YouTube channel. We're gonna have some fun stuff coming up soon. Playoffs, bowl, that's always fun. And make sure you comment down below. Am I missing anything else? No, I don't think so, right?
I don't think so.
Nope.
All right. I've been your host, Anthony, with my co-host, Destiny.
Hi. Bye.
Door.
Okay.
I'm having a meltdown right now. It's been a fun cast. Tosh is here. Door's my co-host. Destiny's my other co-host. And I'm ready to move on and just end this.
And finally eat when you could have eaten during the cast.
Yes.
All right.
You didn't let
Have a
Toast say
good night,
bye.
guys. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.